Hello guys and welcome to Pacemaker Diaries. I'm your host Gavin Fletcher has been known to give you honesty whatever he wants to upload. That's me. And quite honestly, I want to actually say a massive thank you to the 57 subscribers that I've actually gained on a short space of time being on this very channel on YouTube.com. Now, I already uploaded a video not all that long ago about winning Blu-rays. You're more than welcome to go check that out and obviously subscribe to the person that I won them off. Now, today is my day off from work, and obviously on the first video I uploaded, it was pissing down with rain. I upload this video the same day and film it, it's now fucking sun shining, so you never know what the weather's going to be like here in the United Kingdom. But I was thinking of concepts, what videos to bring to Pacemaker Diaries, and obviously I bring Manchester United talk, obviously, with my videos. I bring movie collections, and quite honestly, I bring gameplay, but not as often, but I hope to bring some more gameplays to this very channel very soon, obviously on my days off, or evenings off, or whatever shift pattern I'm on. I'll try and fit videos in, but it's majority of the time probably on my day off. Now, it came to my attention when I was actually watching other YouTubers and everything, and not many people have talked about them, is reboots. Now, as a movie collector, I don't mind certain reboots, even though if it's like Nightmare on Elm Street, we know that has been tarnished by obviously the fan-made movie that hit the cinema. I think it was in 2010, 2011. I didn't mind it, but as a die-hard Freddy Krueger fan, I'm not that die-hard. As you can tell, I'm not one of these guys who collects merch, but obviously I collect movie Blu-rays, and obviously horror I want to get more of towards my collection at some point. And I'm thinking that is it necessary for this motherfucking world to understand that reboots are not necessary to an extent, but it's one thing that I don't mind watching as a casual watch, not as a die-hard watch. It's like when you think of all the reboots that we've had, not along with the movies, but you look at the TV series that we've had in recent times. We've actually had Full House been brought back by like Fuller House. We've actually had Roseanne come back, and obviously it's not heard in the United Kingdom. I don't think it will, because the recent actions that Roseanne Barr has actually done in her personal life to, I think, take it off air from the United States. It's that to the extreme. Obviously, we know full well she's an outlandish comic from the 80s. I guarantee if she did the tweets that she sent out that to get that reboot off the channel that it was produced on and everything, I feel like people would have laughed it off compared to 2018. So obviously a lot of humour has changed since the 80s. So obviously with the first run of that, the one that I feel that tarnished the Friends history was actually Joey, even though I enjoyed it, but I think it only ran for 2 seasons, which kind of sucked. But then you look at the classic reboot or sequel, you might want to class it as, from the likes of Cheers to Frasier, which I'm getting onto right now. As a Frasier fan, I enjoy watching Frasier. Obviously, when it first came out, I watched it week by week, and obviously I don't have it on DVD yet, but I hope to add that towards my comedy collection at some point in the near distant future. But there's obviously a lot of speculations with obviously Frasier being rebooted, and now Kelsey Grammer has come out and said it's early days, but he's looking for a new city and new cast, and I feel that I'm not being funny to anyone out there. No, you cannot do that, because it will tarnish it. It will tarnish its legacy, the amount of awards it won over the time. So hearing the likes of Kelsey Grammer in early talks with the scriptwriters and everything to get it going forward, not gonna work. You know, but I will give it a try when it comes out, as if it does come out. But How many fucking reboots do we fucking want? I don't mind reboots when it's got like the original cast. That's why I liked Roseanne, even though I watched it online. But shh, not meant to know that. But I just wanted to watch it because obviously I've got the box set of Roseanne season 1 to 9, and it's not going to work. Because the demographic of the humour when it was like the 90s and when it first aired, and it's not going to have the same thing. And obviously the guy that played his father and the dog that the father owned, he helped brought in the humour to the show, and obviously the iconic armchair. So I'm just wondering which way and dynamic they should go with this. I feel like, yeah, it should return to a one-off special to respect, obviously, the life of the passing within the past year of that person that played his father. I forgot his name, I do apologise. Marty Crane, that's all I knew him by. And he helped make that show. And then if you write out Niles, Daphne, their chemistry, you know, the way they believed in the character. Then you look at, I think it's Roz, his co-host on the radio station that he worked for. I'm trying to think on top of my head. I do apologise about this because I've not watched it in a while. I know it was currently on Channel 4 here in the United Kingdom on Breakfast TV. You know, and quite honestly, I feel it hard done by, you know, to tarnish the legacy. If you're going to do us like a one-off special or something, like a send-off, like maybe in the first episode, and then he's willing to move elsewhere, you know, Frasier from a different place, and that's the only way I think they should do it. You know, if you're going to bring in a new cast, it's just one of those things I really hate if they do certain reboots and if they're going to tarnish the legacy it left. You know, I like Fuller House, that's not tarnished it. I didn't mind Joey, okay. Roseanne, I did actually love, even though it was sort of the similar humour to where it was in the old days. Even though some people got easily offended, this just proves how much the demographic of the viewing audience has changed compared to the old stuff. You know, a lot of the jokes you could get away with back in the 80s and 90s, no way in the right mind you could get away with in the 90s and the 10s that we're in now. So going forward to the 20s. The 2020s, imagine when that comes around, how people are easily offended by that. So you look at the likes of the viewing audience and the way they are reacting. I can understand your frustration, you know, because you're not going to capture the same humour that you once had. But to have Frasier, it's going to be based in a freaking different time and a different place and a different cast. Apart from Kelsey Grammer, who played Frasier, you're going to have him still, granted, but no. It's not going to work. I feel like no wonder why the fans are already at an uproar over this. Because they want to keep the nostalgia. Why do you think Friends is lasting towards that? I've not seen the new series of Will and Grace. I'm not saying I'm not going to entertain it. I'm going to be watching it at some point. I love the original. So I hope to love at least one thing with that. You've got the original cast. But why do you think Friends lasts so long? You look at the humour. It was way ahead of its time. The reboot or the sequel with the 2 seasons of Joey didn't actually work in the same favour as the way Friends did. That's why it bombed so badly, and that's why they didn't make any more, and that's just my honest opinion. It may have been to do with the writer's strike back in the day when that actually was first coming out, but still, you look at the way. Why do you think Friends now has got a contract with Channel 5 in the United Kingdom? It's still one of the most watched sitcom. Other than that, I think the one that's an eyebrow raiser. Obviously, I like Big Bang Theory, and obviously that ceased to exist from next year. So will that last as much as Friends has? It still holds that reign. You know, there's been countless sitcoms over the years that people still love and cherish, but they still do not do rerun after rerun after rerun. Over here in the United Kingdom, I don't know about the United States. I love sitcoms, but to hear that Frasier's going to be rebooted, personally, I feel this should not come back at all. If you're going to bring it back, bring it a send-off to Marty Crane. You know, have a funeral or something, like just for the fans that want that to happen, you know, to give him a massive thank you for the years of appreciation other than just Frasier, with his movie career and everything that he's done in the past. You know, it needs to have that. But obviously, they couldn't do it this year, probably, because obviously it was too soon since his death. So it would be an ideal thing to do. And you give the last hurrah to the armchair, and then obviously the dog Eddie as well. So it frustrates me. But even though Frasier's a really good reboot compared to the original Cheers, we don't want to reboot after the reboot. Is it a reboot or a sequel or a spin-off, whatever you want to class it as? We do not want that. As Frasier fans like myself, like everyone else. But I don't know what to say. I really do not want to say how I'm feeling, because it frustrates me, because I love classic comedies. It's like if you say they're going to reboot On the Buses. You know, it won't have the same humour, it won't have the same deliverance as the old classics. Love by Neighbour. You're not going to get fucking a hell chance here in the United Kingdom to get away with the humour that delivers in that programme. You look at the likes of Heidi High, some of the humour the same. You can't get away with it. Open All Hours, you can't get away with it. Even though it's got a reboot, still Open All Hours, it still delivers that old nostalgia. The only modern day humour I've stressed to this that will actually deliver the old nostalgic humour that we grew up to love and respect is Mrs. Brown's Boys. I can understand if you're going to, like I've stressed to everyone, it's not going to work. Point blank range. You just look at the likes of Are You Being Served? You're not going to get away with some of the humour. You look at I'm looking at my collection as I'm saying this. Your Ramlord, you're not going to get away with some of the humour. Blackadder, definitely not. You know, because people are so very, very touchy. You see where I'm going with this. So, I'm just looking at my collection. Men About the House, you can't get away with that humour anymore. Malcolm and Wise, in between on that sort of humour. Yes, I know I'm mentioning British classics, but how are you going to transition if someone tried to be like Malcolm and Wise? We've had numerous comedy duos over the years, granted, here in the United Kingdom, but they've never compared to the best of being comedy. So, how are you going to have that same deliverance with a whole new cast because they can't focus on it? It was a risk bringing Fuller House, but I feel like Fuller House is working. It's still got that old nostalgia. At least you have old cameos from Uncle Jesse, the father, Uncle Joey, you know, Auntie Rebecca. You know, you have that old nostalgia, even though you don't have the Olsen twins playing as Michelle. What captivated the crowd, at least one thing you got, that sort of thing. They've tried it with Boy Meets World when they did it with Girl Meets World. It didn't run that very long, but I still finally enjoyed it. I only got around to watching it recently. So you try and tell me, in the right mind, how's this going to work? You know, today's humour will not transition in Frasier. That's my honest opinion. Tell me your thoughts down below if you're a die-hard Frasier fan and you are looking forward to this or not, or if you like any sort of TV show or anything, even the movie franchise. Halloween, we've got another chapter coming out later on this year. Apparently this is rumoured in speculation to the last one. So I was loyal, it'll probably turn out Mike Myers, Jamie Lee Curtis is his fucking daughter. You never know with fucking horror movies. But you get spin-offs, you get reboots, you get everything. But I feel like this one would not work with Frasier, and that's just my honest opinion. Tell me your thoughts down below. I'll catch you guys soon for another video here on Pacemaker Diaries. And you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell icon. Like the 57 people that have already hit that. But until next time, catch you guys soon.